The filter-free diary. Uh,
Good afternoon. It's 1:49 and Spirit and I were having a conversation about how much of an upgrade the human cell is compared to like a plant cell. Or I shouldn't say human, I should say the animal cell is compared to a plant cell. And yeah, I guess this is kind of going to get a little science heavy. So if you're not too into science, you would probably just want to skip this. Have a great day. So there are a lot of differences between animal cells and plant cells. One of them being that plant cells have a cell wall, as where animal cells just have that membrane. And really, that helps with flexibility, right? Because we move. Plants aren't really designed to move. In fact, if they bow or bend or break, they generally can't even repair that. They might be able to continue on at a weird funky angle that'll still reach up to the sun, not for nothing. But I swear to God, that dude was gonna smash that other dude's car, but he didn't. But for the most part, plants don't want to move, right? They're trying to grow up towards the sun, but they're not trying to leave the ground. They're not trying to move over there. Things can happen to them, but that's situational, that's circumstance. But animals, on the other hand, they definitely want to move around. So having that outer cell wall not going to work out so well for them, right? Because that's going to keep them rigid, and circles, moving around circles, actually works out a whole lot better than squares, building on squares, when it comes to being able to move around. And yeah, I guess it does act as an extra filter too. That extra cell wall, because things have to get through that, and then they have to get through the membrane. There's just a whole lot happening there that's designed for the plant to have extra support in its movement. Because let's be honest, it's not going to grow bones. It's definitely not going to grow bones. That's more like an animal adaptation, right? It's like, oh, maybe those square building blocks are useful, but not if that's all we are, right? Like maybe if our circles hugged around some square building blocks, we could have some integrity too, but we'd still be able to move and flex and bend and dance and do all the things that plants can't do. So in order to accommodate something like that, you definitely need a different kind of building material, right? It can't be, cellulose, plant matter. Plant matter is not flexible. It definitely can't accommodate all the things that an animal needs. So an animal gets something else. An animal cell gets a type of material that has these spaces between it, right? But they're not cell walls. They're more like channels, because circles don't line up exactly. And no, circles don't line up exactly. So what you can have between your cells is something called interstitial fluid. And just to let you know, that's just a fancy way of saying the water on the outside of the cell, and then there's water on the inside of the cell. And why does this all matter? Because that's how your blood can actually get to every single freaking cell in your body. You don't think you have a billion different veins all going in the same direction, all tying up to just one cell, right? Of course not. What you have are capillary beds, where your blood can just spill out and flood this whole area, Kind of like the Nile. Kind of like the Nile, yes. And just bring the food in. And because blood is designed to work like that, it's highly reactive, right? So that anywhere it could possibly reach, it can still be reactive and it can still be effective at delivering nutrients and taking away bad nutrients. Yes, indeed. And the reason why flesh is so different from plants is because of this bleeding out that happens naturally on the cell beds, right? And because of how reactive blood can be. And so when it comes to things like kosher, and why the Jews developed a specific way in order to try and drain every last little bit of that highly reactive red juice out of something. Don't believe AI when it says it's a much more humane way to kill the animals. Because they're alive, they're dying, their blood is being sprayed out by the pump inside their chest so that they can get every last little bit of blood out of that creature before consuming its flesh, because that is the healthiest way to consume somebody else's body. Just gonna put that out there. Because their blood coded to them. And when it's inside you, it is not doing the thing that your blood is doing for you. No, it's not. We know blood, excuse me. We know blood fights. We know blood fights because we know there are different blood types. Yeah, meat's good for you. Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that. You should go eat an animal. That's one of the most unhealthiest things you can do. Have a good day.